How to professionally calibrate, clean, and tune your Kitchenaid mixer in just a few simple steps. This machine actually looks really clean, but you'd be surprised at the horrors that await. Let's dive into it. We know how best to do it, because we do it a lot. So I actually filmed this video for a collab with Business Insider, but they didn't end up picking the video up. I'm assuming it's because I had tub of towels in every frame. Maybe I pushed it a little too hard. I told tub of towels that I was going to try and get them featured in this with me. And I know that when Business Insider uses your videos, they just take like little clips of it. They don't play the whole thing. So I was like, I'm going to make sure that they're in there. And I think it kind of backfired on me. I was also extremely busy at the time that I made this video. And so the video feels very rushed and forced. But I'll tell you, there is a ton of great information in it. So make sure to check it out. To make sure we get a nice deep clean, we're going to have to remove all of these trim pieces. So we're going to have to remove the hub cover here, the beauty band, the drip ring, and the base plate. Let's start with the beauty band here. In order to get that off, we're going to have to remove this one screw on the back cap. Lefty-loosey. With this screw removed, the back cap simply just pulls out and away, just like that. Look, you can see some leaked oil right there. Take a look at all this oil that's leaking down the back of the machine. The fact that it's leaking back here almost guarantees that it's just coated under this band. Let's take a look. To remove this band, we'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. We'll simply just remove these two screws right here. With these two screws removed, this band literally just pops right off the side, just like that. Take a look at all the oil, grease, and baking debris that was just hiding behind this band. It's even coated all along the side of the machine. Yum. We've actually discovered that tub of towels are the best product to cut right through this grease and debris. But before we clean, check this out. The Kitchenaid logo's been stenciled in oil. How neat is that? This is a culprit of all the oil we found leaking around the body. To get a better look, check the last feature that we did with Insider. Now let's get right into cleaning. We're just going to take our wipes and just clean all of this up. Take a look at how well that cleaned up. That's looking nice. Now for the band. Take a look at that. We are shiny and good as new. Next, we want to remove the drip ring. We can do that with a flathead screwdriver and a rubber mallet. Just find the lip of this drip ring right here and just give it a few taps. It'll come right off. You'll often find a lot of oil and debris. Look at all that oil hiding in that drip ring. Now we're just going to simply wipe out the inside of this drip ring here to get all this oil out of here. Look at how nice and clean that is now. We'll want to clean up under the drip ring as well. There's a lot of leftover oil. Next, we'll want to go ahead and remove this base plate here. There's just 3 Phillips head screws. With the screws out, we can go ahead and remove this. You'll often find a lot of debris hidden under there. Let's go ahead and get that clean. Don't forget to wipe down the underside of the base plate as well. Check out all the gunk and debris hiding underneath there. Now we can simply drop this base plate down into place and line up our holes. Make sure to put all 3 screws back in. And lastly, we'll just take off this hub cover here. So we'll just remove this screw, and then this badge just pulls right on out. Just like that. Give them both a few wipes here. And now they're good as new. Let's go ahead and reinstall them. We'll finish up by wiping down the rest of the exterior of the machine. Make sure it's nice and shiny. Pay extra attention to all these crevices. Now to just reinstall it. We'll slide the beauty band right back into place and reinstall the 2 screws. And then simply slide the drip ring right back up into place. Now that she's all clean, let's go ahead and get it tuned up. These set screws, these 2 up here and 1 down here, dictate the speed of the machine. Over time, due to vibration, these set screws can actually screw themselves in or out, which will cause the machine to run different. It can cause it to run too fast, too slow, or not at all. Let me show you how to tune it. These 2 screws here dictate the lower speeds. As you can see, they're screwed pretty far in. The further in they're screwed in, the slower the machine's going to go. Look, this machine basically has no power at all. It's just humming. But watch what happens as we loosen those screws. Take a look. As we loosen these screws, you can see the machine actually starts to kick on and starts to pick up speed. So the more that they're unscrewed, the faster the machine will actually spin. Listen to the audible change in tone as we loosen it. The goal is to have these 2 screws set so that this agitator shaft comes around and taps your finger once every second, or 60 RPM. Remember, if you need to slow it down, screw in, and if you need to speed it up, screw it out. Now that we have the stir speed set to 60 RPMs, we want to move it up to speed 6. At speed 6, we want to adjust this lower screw so that we get 180 rotations per minute. The bottom screw is actually inverse. If you screw it in, it'll go faster, and if you screw it out, it's going to go slower. You want to adjust this lower screw until you get 15 rotations in 5 seconds. Doing this tuning calibration is going to ensure that you get all speeds on your mixer, and just ensure that it's running optimally. Purrs like a kitten. We've cleaned and tuned. Now we're ready to calibrate. The first thing we're going to look at calibrating is this pin right here. It often has a tendency to pop out, just like that. And if this falls out, the whole head will actually just topple off the machine. Let's go ahead and push this back into place. The goal is to make sure that this is even on both sides. Then we'll want to take the machine and turn it up on its head like so, and locate this screw right in the neck. We'll simply just give that a tighten. Make sure to get it nice and tight. Now this pin can no longer move and it's secured in place. And now for the last calibration, arguably the most important, making sure that the beater clearance is set. We'll want to locate this screw right in the neck. This screw is responsible for how the head sits, and just like the set screws for the back end, it also changes through vibration. So if it screws itself too far in, the head will sink too low, and if it's out too far, the head will be too high. It often screws itself in through vibration, so there's a lot of bounce in the head, and that's really bad on the machine. It also means that your attachments will scrape the bottom of the bowl and end up chipping like that. We've actually invented a product to fix all of that. It's called the Everdime. Let's show you how it works real quick. We'll simply remove this screw, and then simply slide that screw through the Everdime, just like that. Now we can go ahead and reinstall this screw. The further in you screw this screw, the closer this beater will be to the bottom of the bowl, and the further out it is, the further away it'll be. The goal is to adjust this screw so that when you put a paddle on your machine, it just barely passes over the head of the dime and flicks the dime, just like that. Just make sure that your attachments are just that high off the bottom of the bowl so you don't have any unincorporated ingredients and that you don't damage your paddles. The head of the screw bites into the rubber on the Everdime, and the elasticity of the rubber grips it so that it never moves again. So you set it and forget it, and your machine is safe. And that concludes how to professionally clean, calibrate, and tune your Kitchenaid mixer.